Welcome back to another episode of Aussie Google Earth Explorer. Today's episode, we're doing a coastal ep. We're going from Coffs Harbour, we're going south to Port Mac, and we're going to see what is in between Port Macquarie and Coffs Harbour, because there's a lot of little towns through here. There's a lot to look at, and this is a little coastal episode, right? We don't do any it's all inland. A lot of people in the DMs have been saying, check out some beach towns, all right? And if you want me to look at something, go on my Instagram, send me a DM, or enter the town or the thing you want me to look at via the Google form. It's in the show notes, it's in the description, and it's also in my bio. But this is a little coastal episode. This is you. All right? We're on the coast, guys. We're catching some waves. We're starting up here at Coffs Harbour. All right, Coffs. Now, I'll be honest. This is what I know about Coffs Harbour. And it's not much. It's you drive through Coffs, you see the big banana. Where is it? It's up here somewhere. A little zoom in. Let's just have a. I think we need to get this out of the way, because if we don't just do this quickly, we'll just cop it from the Coffs locals. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the big banana. This is the Coffs Harbour big banana. It's not that big. Now, the first time you see it, you're a little bit disappointed. I was thinking maybe a kilometre long. Like, if the big banana started over here and it went all the way to Reptile World, which doesn't really seem like a world, just looks like a small building, then I'd be impressed. All right, I want the banana to be bigger. I don't know who's the Coffs Harbour local council. I don't know when the local elections are on, but with the next election, vote with your heart, ladies and gentlemen, not your head. You want the banana to increase in size. All right, let's get this thing bigger than that. Come on. All right, come on. I thought we were going through a period of inflation in Australia. Let's inflate the banana. Let's get that banana a bit bigger, because that's a disgrace, guys. That's a disgrace. We want to look at you see the big merino down in Goulburn. That thing's huge. All right, the giant prawn up in bloody Grafton or wherever. You know, it's got a bit about it, but the big banana, it's not that big, dude. It's not that big. This is the other thing I know about Coffs, okay? Because you drive past it. The Clog Barn. All right, the Clog Barn. Now, this is kind of like a little Holland, Amsterdam, little Dutch, little village where you can come in here. All right, I don't know what they do at the Clog Barn, but this is the miniature Holland village down here at Coffs. So the two things you can do while coming through Coffs. All right, try not to get any fights. Quickly go to the Clog Barn, fly past the big banana, comment on how small it is, and then get the heck out of there. All right, get out of there, because Coffs it's kind of like a place that you just drive through. All right, if you're going up the coast from Sydney, or you're going down the coast from wherever, you got to go through Coffs. They force you to go through there. I believe they're building a bit of a road around Coffs, and once they do that, I don't know what's going to happen. But look, it's a nice place. There's good people there. Look, it's a nice place. There's good people there. But that's Coffs, really. I'm not going to go too much into it. Let's actually have a little spin around Coffs. Let's see if we can see anything. Let's check it out. What do we got out here? We've got the break wall, South Break Wall, outdoor gym, Gallows Beach. Interesting. And it's beautiful up here. Let's get real here. The whole coastal area, South Coast. I guess this is the North Coast, mid-North Coast. It's so nice, man. It's so nice. And you're really spoiled for choice up here. There's so many little towns you can visit. I've spent a little bit of time sort of going up the coast, checking out these more sort of the smaller places, like up here, Emerald Beach. This is beautiful. Woolgoolga, actually, Woolgoolga's got an interesting story about it. Woolgoolga has a very big, I believe, Indian community that settled here ages ago. Oh, here we go. Here, look, Sikh temple right here. And they've been here for a long time, because when I was driving through here, I saw this temple and I was kind of interested. So I looked it up, the history of the Woolgoolga Sikhs, the Woolgoolga Indian community. It's quite fascinating. And they've been here since, I couldn't tell you, but a long time. I went fishing on this beach here, the Woolgoolga Beach. I was up here fishing around here, and I saw a man eating a box of shapes with his toes. He was getting the box of shapes and he was eating them with his toes. So I don't know if that's something to do with a Woolgoolga, were they cheese and bacon shapes? I'm not sure, pizza shapes maybe. But he was getting them out of the box with his toes. That might be a local thing that they do in Woolgoolga. I'm not sure, but it sent me. Yeah, I wasn't feeling very safe. Let's just say that much at Safety Beach, okay? Because the toe eating, the shape eating toe man, he got me a little bit. All right. Anyway, let's go back down here. We're at Coffs. We'll check it out. What's around? It's so built up around here. There's so many houses and sort of like, I guess like residential areas popping up. This is super developed, right? Super developed. But as you get down a little bit more, Urunga, we're kind of quietening down a little bit here. And this is more my speed, all right? This is Valor Beach. This is more my speed. I really like Nambucca Heads. It's a little bit bogan. The V wall. I enjoyed this, the V wall. It's just like really cool, long rock wall, I guess, breakwater that you can walk out on and fish on. And it's really cool. All the stones here have been like painted like little murals or whatever. And it's just a really cool estuary system. I just enjoyed it. There's a lot of access to, the water. You can fish here. And I thought it was a very beautiful place, Nambucca Heads. I'm sure like all these sort of regional coastal towns, it can be rough in certain areas, but visually and all the people that I met at the Nambucca Heads, RSL club or whatever at the local pub, at the IGA, whatever, they were lovely people. So I really enjoyed Nambucca Heads. So if you're from Nambucca Heads and you got a good thing to say about it, I won't hear a bad word about it. All right, don't tell me that your Ford Ranger got broken into 10 times in a month. Don't tell me that. All right, because Nambucca Heads, let's get real here, it's got an island golf course. Now, what town you're telling me that you're going to talk badly about a town that's got an island golf course? Now, they could do a little bit of a better job with the fairways here. They look like they're in sort of the conditions waning a little bit. Maybe they're under repairs, maybe they're not sure, but if they get this thing up to code, if they get the Stewart's Island golf course up to code, I'm thinking this is one of Australia's premier golf courses because this is a stunning area around here, Nambucca. This is beautiful, beautiful stuff. This is you. All right? This is where you get your you on. It's all about you. Man, I've got to be honest. I'm not a surfer. I'm a country person, so I'm not from the coast. But last summer, in a surfing, I guess, the first time I ever went sideways on a wave was last summer. Now, it was probably 1 foot wave. Normally, I just go straight, but I went sideways and I threw up the biggest mid-wave you've ever heard in your life. Full shaka, full you. Me and like 3 or 4-year-old kids getting pushed on the waves by their dads. I was there hitting it sideways, and I felt it, mate. For a moment, I felt the pull of the ocean. I felt that's that surfing. That's that surfing feel. You know what I mean? So I feel a kinship with my fellow ocean goers. When I see someone out there hitting a wave, hitting a lip, as they say, I feel a little bit of a brotherhood. Because I've been sideways now, all right? I've hit that So I see someone doing well, 4 foot glassy, all these terms. I don't know what I'm saying, but I went sideways and it felt great. Now, this is a little spot down here that I enjoyed. Grassy Head. This is a cool little town down here, Grassy Head. Beautiful. And you can tell why they call it Grassy Head, right? It's a big grassy headland right here. Great waves, of course, because as we all know, I'm a surfer now. Hit the wave and it's a little community in here. It's not too busy. And there's all these little communities down here: Stewart's Point, Grassy Head, but it all leads down to this Southwest Rocks. This is one of the nicest little places that I've been on the mid-north coast, and it was specifically actually this part here, Lagers Point and Trial Bay Jail, this little lookout. Now, this used to be it's a jail, right? This is clearly an old jail, Trial Bay Jail. and they have a campground down here. A lot of people camping. I went here on summer holidays, so it was like very, very busy. It was packed. I didn't camp here, but this little spot, cracker, mate. You walk out here on the sand, breakwater here, so it's protecting you from the swell because this is ferocious, and you can see how the waves cut around here. And then you get this really long break down the beach. This is kind of like if you know Byron Bay area, the pass, kind of similar vibes. Not as good as waves, but you can see that the way that it breaks down the coast like that. I love this style of beach, whatever this is called, where you can walk the length and it's kind of shallow, but it deepens and you can get long, thin waves all the way down. Mate, this is the best setup for like beginners like me, people that are just like, I don't know, I just love this vibe down here. So this was sick. I really Arakoon here. This is like a cool little town. All this area down here in Southwest Rocks, man, worth looking at, worth coming down here, checking this out. It's a bit of a floody kind of place. Like this is all floodplain here, the Maclay River. So, you know, yeah, low tide mud flats, it floods here, Pelican River. If you live out here, you better believe the houses are on stilts. They're lifted off the ground because, man, it floods, dude. There's no way around it. She floods down here. She floods. All this down here, Hat Head, she floods. All right, let's check it out. This is Kempsey. Now, Kempsey is famous because, in my mind, the big fella's from here. Slim, all right? Pub with no beer, Slim. Beer with Duncan, Slim. He's from Kempsey. And this is the Slim Dusty Centre. Now, you go here, and it's all Slim's, you know, his life's work. It's artifacts, it's memorabilia, it's learning about the legend himself. You know, if you don't know who Slim Dusty is, he's an Australian country music singer. I think he had like, I'm going to say this number's wrong, but I think he had like 80 albums or something insane. That could be completely wrong. You might have 15, but he was an incredibly prominent figure in the Australian music scene, a legend of the country music scene, but just an all-around Australian, you know, storyteller. He was an orator, you know, he was a yarn spinner. He was all the things that make Australian, I guess, folklore continue on. Slim Dusty, what a man. And this is a place where you can come and you can check out his life's work. And if you're driving through, you know, driving down the coast, pop into Kempsey and check out the Slim Dusty Centre. That's just a little bit of a shout out to Slim because more people should get around him. He's a great man, one of the great Australians. But here we go. This is Kempsey. All right, let's have a little look around Kempsey. Now, I don't know much about Kempsey. But let's have a little peek and see if we can discover some of the secrets of Kempsey. The Rainbow Totem Park. Now, they've made sure, all right, that we look at this because they've put an exclamation point on there. This is the Rainbow Totem Park. All right, not the Rainbow Totem Park, but the Rainbow Totem Park because they've put an exclamation mark on it. Which is good to see. So if you're in Kempsey, get down to the Rainbow Totem Park, skate park. You better, mate. All right, I'm going to put a bet on here. The Kempsey skate park has seen some action. All right. This skate park has seen more action than 99% of New South Wales skate parks. I don't know what it is, but the vibe that I'm getting from the Kempsey skate park is that, you know, a couple of serious things have occurred here. Not all serious things, I'm sure there's some nice things as well, but Kempsey skate park. Now, I don't know what it is about the proximity of skate parks next to public pools, but the town that I'm from has a skate park next to the public pool. So that must be a bit of a common theme here. And they've got the outdoor pool. It's always good to see you get the outdoor pool. We've talked about at length the country outdoor pool. One of the coldest places you could physically go, but in the summer, one of the best places you can go as well. That's just the nature of the outdoor pool. Alrighty, let's have a look here. In the centre of town, we've got the police station, the library, blah, 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 standard sort of stuff. Big river, the Macleay River going through Kempsey here. Okay, what else have they got? TAFE, pump track. All right, let's talk about pump tracks for a second. Let's talk about pump tracks because pump tracks are becoming a pretty popular thing. Most towns have a pump track now. And I've got to say, I'm a big fan of a pump track. All right, I'm a big fan. It's generally, pump tracks are made up of 3 groups of people. And I'll start from the, actually, no, I'll throw a fourth in there. First group of people is kids, right? It's kids on scooters, it's kids on bikes, skateboards, and they're learning how to use them. That's great. Second group of people at a pump track, I would say Brazilian or South American backpackers. Okay, they're wearing anklets, they've got long hair, they're tan to a level that you didn't know was physically possible. And they're pumping around on skateboards. All right, they're your types. You could probably throw in a couple of Australian surfer types there, but typically I would say that'd be a South American style. All right. Third group of people, I'm going to say pump tracks, overly excited dads. All right. Now these are your dads that go down there with the kids. They might take a little 4-pack of beer, and now I say 4-pack because you better believe that it's a craft beer which only come in 4-packs. That little Jimmy's been going around the pump track a few times. Dad's had 2, Indian pale ales, and he's like, "Give me the skateboard, mate. I'll show you how to do it." He gets on there, and the fourth group of people is me. Okay, it's me. It's give me whatever you got. It's give me a scooter. Give me a skateboard. Give me rollerblades. Give me whatever. Give me a bloody Coles trolley. All right, I'm going on something, and I'm gonna pump this track. I'm taking over everyone. Kids, get out of the way. Left foot. All right, palm you off. South American girl, anklet, long hair. You get a little elbow. Get out of my way. You dad with the Indian pale ales, mate. I'm flying past you. Okay, because I'm the king of the pump track. I'm the king of the pump track. I'm a big fan of the pump tracks. More pump tracks, guys. More pump tracks. And let's get that going. So, all right, what else we got here? St. Paul's College. Pretty standard procedure. I'm not seeing anything too interesting in Kempsey. What do we got, guys? What is this? Dong Dingalong. Dong Dingalong in Kempsey. Dong Dingalong. Is that the name of a farm? Sounds like a children's song. Dong Dingalong, Dong Dingalong, Dong Dingalong, Dong Ding Dong Dong. Something like that. Apart from the Slim Dusty Centre, I'm just not seeing really much going on in Kempsey. There's all these little towns outside it, but it's just a little bit. What's this? Mid-North Coast Correctional Facility. Oh, right. So Kempsey's got a jail. Right. So they're a jail type town. Mid-North Coast Correctional Centre. This would be rough. I'm thinking just where we are. I reckon this is probably pretty hectic. So that's pretty tough. Going. If your town's got a jail near it, there's some action there. So Kempsey, I'm going to leave you behind. Dong Dingalong, Dong Dingalong. There we go again with that name. Dong Dingalong, Dong Dingalong. 2 takeaways from Kempsey. Slim Dusty Centre and Dong Dingalong. That's pretty much it. Apart from that, go down the pump track, take over some kids. Crescent Head. Let's finish off in Crescent Head, and then we'll call it quits. Crescent Head's another one of these beautiful little towns, like Hat Head, like Southwest Rocks, and they've got that. This is what I'm talking about. You get the waves breaking down the side like that, and you get that long wave, and then you get this beautiful little inlet here, estuary. Imagine that. Oh, look. Someone's jumping off the bridge as this photo was taken. I was about to say this is a classic bridge jump. Okay, this is a classic bridge jump. If you live in a coastal town, you've got a bridge to jump off. That's where you go. That's a local meeting spot for the kids. You know, you're 15 or whatever, 14, come down the bridge jump. Oh, Jack did a backflip off the bridge jump. It's sick, dude. He did a little 180 reversey. The girls were loving it, right? That's where you go down, you do your bridge jump work. If that was me, I'd be going straight in pin drop. Too scared to do a proper bridge jump. I'm pin dropping in, getting no attention. I was a pin drop operator, all right? But I was proud of my pin drop abilities. I was really proud of my pin drop abilities. That's me, right? That's me, baby. All right, that might do us. We looked at Crescent Head. Beautiful stuff up here. Hat Head. Couldn't get better. Stunning area. Mid North Coast. Southwest Rocks. Stunning. Loved it. We checked out Kempsey. The Slim Dusty Centre. How good was that, Slim Dusty Centre? Scott's Head, Stewart's Point, Nambucca Heads, Urunga, Sawtell, Coffs Harbour. This is that nice little zone here. Great little spot. And don't forget, I surfed that wave and I went sideways. And it was sick. All right, that's it for another episode. If you want me to look at anything else on Aussie Google Earth Explorer, please throw me a DM on Instagram or fill out the sheet, the Google form, whatever you want to call it. It's in my bio. It's in the video description. It's in all my social handles. Let me know what you want me to look at. And I'll check it out. But until the next video, see ya.